Shall we do the welcome?
Yes.
Welcome and introduction.
So I think everybody in the room knows what the Debian social team is, but for those who don't, we look after social infrastructure for Debian. We are not it's not a place where people hang out and have social conversations, but we maintain the infrastructure that allows this kind of thing to happen.
Yes, every now and then someone stumbles by into the IRC channel and asks
hello, ladies.
Random things, just hanging out and confusing it with a social channel, but it's actually about the social team.
So from the social team, the people who are here are me, Stefano.
Me, Randa.
Jonathan, aka High Voltage.
Kurt.
And there are a few more people who are not at the buff here. Kyle, Anokat, and Sahalister.
Can you name all the services that are under Debian.social? I know there's PeerTube and Jitsi.
So,
what else?
Services. Does someone want to read them off the wiki page?
In a moment, I'm just
PeerTube, Jitsi, Matrix. That is
Pleroma?
Synapse and Element and Dropner. Pleroma?
Yeah.
Pixelfed?
Pixel. WordPress.
And I think we still have both of Bloom and Write Freely up.
I think is Write Freely gone?
I think so.
Okay, Write Freely is gone, but
what was the other
like
one?
Bloom.
Bloom.
Bloom, like the plum.
Yeah,
like the fruit. Plume.
Bloom. I feel like there should be more, and I can't think what they are. Let's have a quick.
Right, it says discontinued.
Funky Whale soon, on would be nice.
Funkwell has been soon for like 4 years, but I think it's actually really soon.
Okay, I think we got through everything there. Oh, Matrix also involves a IOC bridge. What else do we need to? It looks like we have some new services that we should be doing some work to integrate.
I'm trying to remember the name of the one. There was Lemmy is quite fun.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to work on that in the next year. And there was another one for planning events. It's like a
Mobilison.
Yeah.
Yes, I personally also quite interested in Mobilison because the queer scene in Austria in general to have something along that. And I would really love to play with that and get into it.
What is Movim? I'm not familiar with that one. Okay.
Is this rather new, Movin?
I haven't seen it on the list before.
Okay, so it looks like an all-in-one, like Discord and Signal and everything combination.
XMPP.
Ah, so we might get Bogart on board. Debian has a server already. Oh. So I'm not sure if there's something that we as a Debian social team should do, or maybe get in contact with the person that added it
I wonder
to the wiki. We can look through the history who did add it to the page. Okay,
Erebion.
it said, yeah, it was the Erebion, whoever that is.
Don't know.
Do you have an idea who that nick might be? We can look that up later. We don't have to
Yep.
start track down people now.
Looks like they're in the Mobion world. Anyway.
There's still on my agenda moving Pleroma to a different code base. I managed to have some hosting space on my own where I can clone the current setup and give it a try and look if it's working. So I don't have to do it in place and then blatantly fail and get everything offline. So that might be coming up. Thing is, why I don't want to go into details why I didn't manage to do this the last year. There were too many private personal stuff taking up way too much energy. But I'm slowly getting back to doing things again. So
If we move to a fork of Pleroma, do we change the domain name of it and do a redirect?
that is a good question. I think I might want to run some statistics on how many people actually used it and how intensely it was used. So if it might make sense to keep the name, or the thing with Fediverse is that it's fairly easy to transition nowadays from one account to another. So that might be a useful approach to do that.
Do you remember what the fork is called?
No, but I think we had it documented somewhere. I don't know it out of my head.
Yeah, on the default Pleroma we have some issues like sometimes it doesn't show posts from another server, and there's sometimes some weird things going on when you try to follow someone and then it doesn't quite actually follow them. And at one point I was wondering if we should just use a Mastodon instance instead, but if the Pleroma fork fixes all of that, then
Yeah,
would
we
be
can
nice.
look if that fixes it, or we can still think of moving to Mastodon. Originally, I chose Pleroma to do something else because also one of the admins of Chaos Social, which is the biggest Mastodon instance in the Chaos community, they said that if they would start over, they would choose Pleroma, but that was also a while ago, and also Mastodon moved forward here. So
Yeah, I remember back then Pleroma had better content moderation tools than Mastodon, and that's why we went with it too. So I guess they both got better on that in the last few years. Yeah.
someone got the IRC opened.
I see things to improve IRC bridge. How about I use Quasel, a proper IRC bouncer, which has its own client that can connect to it, and I can use it from my phone and my computer to connect to the same thing. Has anyone else asked about having something like that hosted in the Debian social site, or have you considered it? Would that be viable?
I think we have. Initially, our goal was to stick with Fediverse kind of things that work over ActivityPub, which IRC doesn't. Yeah, IRC bouncer service. I think Matrix covers a lot of the use cases, so we just redirect people to using Matrix. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Not directly, no. Well, I know most people that use IRC have found their ways around, like running some text-based IRC client in a shell in screen or tmux, and connect to that.
We need some help on the Matrix side, like in Debian we often rely on things like the channel topic to say when's the next meeting, what currently needs attention, which packages need sponsorship, that kind of thing. And this doesn't sync properly to Matrix, which is, I guess, one of our biggest problems in terms of actually making Matrix usable for newcomers. So if someone out there wants to help with that, or we'd love to get some more help on that.
It's probably very straightforward because the IRC bridge has support for syncing topics, just not for doing it in the mode that we are bridging. So probably the biggest blocker here is setting up a staging version of the IRC bridge so that we can do some development and test changes, because at the moment restarting the bridge takes hours, and so we don't experiment with it much. We try and touch it as little as we can.
What does it actually do when it takes hours to restart?
Join all the people to the rooms one at a time.
Wow, okay. So it works around some rate limiting or something, okay.
On IRC, Andreas says, apropos Matrix, at FOSDEM they have really great support. If you joined a channel, the video stream was right in the channel. I loved this.
Oh, nice.
And Gagath says, the Python team is notoriously using /topic for newcomers asking for package reviews, which, yeah, doesn't really work for Matrix users. The topic in the IRC room doesn't get synchronized to the Matrix channel. It can be done. It doesn't currently do that. It needs a patch.
On the things to improve, I also have a topic that I transferred from last year, and that is let you finish there. Yeah. I want to install Barman to sync the Postgres database live instead of having daily Postgres dumps that takes almost a day to happen. Not quite a day, but several hours, and it hogs up a lot of server resources and disk space. So then we can have live replication instead, and do dumps weekly instead. So the things to improve, that's I really hope to get to that by the time we have another BOF again. So
so is all of that running on Hetzner?
Running on a single dedicated machine at Hetzner. Yeah.
So Debian is funding that, or how does it work?
Debian is paying for that.
How much does it cost?
200 odd.
it's a bit more than that now. I think. Oh, no, I'm thinking of a total bill. Yeah, something like that.
The total bill is somewhere in the range of 600.
Yeah.
total bill for all 3 dedicated machines that Debian has at Hetzner and cloud instances at Hetzner.
Yeah, so it's about 200, 250 euros ballpark figure.
Does this include the Debian net services or?
In that 600, yes.
Yeah.
And that, I think the other big one in that bunch is the debuginfo.net server that Sergio is running. I think that because it has lots of disk space, I think that's also like almost 200 euros.
So that's debuginfo.debian.net or org? Can't remember.
Yeah, I
Net.
think it's that. Oh yeah, good question.
And what was the other one in there? I can't think.
It's debuginfod.debian.net.
Right.
So there's VMs inside the dedicated machine, I guess.
Yeah, containers inside it.
It runs Incus.
Was PeerTube moved out of VM?
It's still in a VM, but it has its own IP now, which
Okay.
was a big issue. It didn't seem to like the reverse proxy strategy we had before.
Okay.
So I think you said you tested live streaming and it worked just fine.
Ah, right, yeah. My memory sometimes is a bit short, but that was something we discussed last year, which was still pending.
Yeah.
But you're correct, it's now working, so PeerTube live streaming, check.
Check, nice. I guess something for next year would be also maybe nice to experiment if we can stream DebConf to PeerTube.
Yeah. If PeerTube live streaming is working, we can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it this year.
Yeah. Oof, okay. Yeah, why not? The other thing is newcomers. We have a bunch of people at DebConf who say they really want to get involved and they're extremely enthusiastic, and we said, okay, great, come to the BOF, we'll get you on board, and then they didn't show up. So I guess they might have a conflict with something else happening at the same time. But yeah, it would be nice to have, I was just telling Steph now outside, we do actually have some new people in the team the last 2 years, and we probably need to do some more training on the lower level of the stack so that they can also help maintain it and check it.
So is all of that configured with config management, or how did it work?
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah. We use bundle wrap just because I chose it on a whim because I maintain the package. It's very simple. It basically installs packages and configures config files because in Debian we really don't need much more than that, and we usually don't have very complex.
What is bubble wrap?
It's a little Python-based configuration management system. It's like almost like a super light version of Ansible. You can learn it in like 5 minutes. I'm also not married to it, but so far I've offered people, like, if you want something else we can move, I don't care. But people don't mind it, so that's what we have right now. And yeah, also for the most part, it's just packages we upgrade, and upgrading upstream code and things continue working. So there's not lots of configuration work to do. Mostly when something is set up and it's working, it just keeps running. And if something catastrophic would happen, we just restore the VM from backup instead of recreating it. So yeah, so we take a light touch to configuration management.
Well, Hello on IRC says, I believe Movin would require hosting the web interface thing. Then people could use their @debian.org XMPP accounts to join.
That,
But I've never actually used it.
that sounds great. Because I like XMPP, but I don't actually use it anyway. And
I was spammed, like I was flooded with spam on XMPP when I installed it once again, so hopefully that's working better now.
yeah, the world has changed since 2006, 2008, when there wasn't lots of spam bots on these protocols.
We have 10 minutes left.
Likely 10 minutes more than we expected.
Yeah, that looks like a good to-do list for the next year or so, the services. And
We spoke about Movim. What was Pixelfed again?
Are the backup in the same data center, or how did we make sure it's backed up somewhere else?
it all runs on ZFS, so we keep not many snapshots, like 7 days worth of snapshots, and then it syncs to a computer in my garage at home.
Good.
Similar to
So
Lemmy.
worst case, we
enough.
just ZFS sync it back to a new server.
Worst case, it takes you a little bit of time to upload.
Yeah, I've got good bandwidth to Ethernet, so I only have 200 megabit upload at home, but I can saturate that. So yeah, it will probably take a full day at least, but it's not too horrible in a worst case scenario.
It's not critical. We'd accept.
Yeah.
Does these backups include the vast matrix stuff?
Yeah, it backups everything. It's currently at about, I think about 4.5 terabytes. Oh yes, there's an important thing. We have a 10 terabyte storage space donated by rsync.net. That was just to Debian in general. I asked them if we can use it for Debian Social. They said yes. But to have ZFS enabled, they need to create a VM for you to run the ZFS stuff in it. So I logged a ticket with them, and I think they've now done it in the last day or two. So I just need to check on my emails again. Then we can have a second place that everything gets ZFS sent to. So then there's my where are the servers? I think it's in the US. So then we have a backup all the way in South Africa and all the way in the US. So it will take something quite catastrophic to destroy all the data.
Just to clarify.
Where was that part? It's matrix.
So as I told you previously offline, I'm sure Infomaniac can have better pricing than Hetzner, if not making it completely free from Debian.
Okay, what should we do? Should we send you an email and send you some details?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there won't be any dedicated machine. We don't do that.
Can we run embedded KVMs in them?
Not with nested virtualization.
Okay. I think everything is containers now, Steph. No, it's
Pretty
no
much.
KVM. Yeah, then we should be fine. If we can run Incus on there and if we can get a few public IPs, I think that will work. Okay, contact Zigo about hosting at Infomaniac.
Would it be a lot of work to move things around?
I don't think
IPs
so.
would change too.
Hmm?
IPs would change.
IPs would
obviously.
change, but I think everything works by host names. So, and Stefan has done it before I don't think there was much pain involved with that.
It wasn't too painful, no.
Yeah.
But we were able to keep the same containers and move them from one machine to another. Moving from a container to a VM will be a little more complicated, but not a whole lot more
No,
complicated.
we'd move all the containers to the one VM. To one
Oh, so create one big instance that's...
pretend that VM is the physical machine.
Yeah.
If it's big enough, if it has enough cores, it should work.
Or we
just fine.
create a couple of machines, like one for the matrix stuff and one for...
That's actually not a bad idea either, yeah. Because matrix is, it overshadows everything else, so it would be nice to have it separate.
And so does PeerTube in a different way.
In a different
PeerTube
way.
uses all the disk space, Matrix uses all the RAM, and
And CPU and
Yes.
disk space. PeerTube is at least static. Once the data is there, it kind of just chills. Yeah, I also want to ask Hetzner at some point for a little bit more, because I'm sure they make lots of money out of Debian, and they can they can help us a little bit more too. But
You mean Hetzner?
yeah, I was meaning to contact them too. Thank you. We have 5 minutes left, but yeah, Infomaniac is good.
If you can stay there and have better pricing,
Yeah.
I just feel like 600 is really a lot of money every month.
Mm.
But like, maybe they can make special price for us at Hetzner, and then you
Yeah.
don't have the work of moving stuff around. That would be better.
Yeah. But yeah, it's also nice having knowing someone on the inside at the organization. So, but yeah, both are good options. I'll send you the email with what we need in our specs anyway, and we'll take it from there.
So I have a group inside the manager for Debian, and then I can create projects. So the people I gave resources to have their own projects, so you'd still be independent, but it's accounted in one big entity.
Okay, cool.
So like reproducible build, for example, Holger has 2 VMs there.
So any last issues before we wrap up? Did we cover everything? Looks like it. It's nice that everything is mostly working. We haven't yet had a major meltdown or catastrophic failure. Mostly running out of disk space in Matrix has been issues so far, but if we have better database replication, that will all work well.
Up and up?
You should move closer in the circle.
Yesterday, Debacle Martin was asking about hosting a Debomi instance.
A what instance?
A Debomi? For the XMPP? Which one?
Ah,
Yeah.
that was the one we're talking about.
And was,
This one, move him.
I think, XMPP, yeah, he was asking about that. Okay. Sorry, I came in late.
Yeah, the bottom line is we want to look into it. It looks cool. So we'll set it up at some point. There's a little bit of backlog of stuff we want to set up, but yeah, Mobilizon, PyFed, and Movim, Funkwell. We'll probably get to all of those in the next year or so. So, Stephanie, what do you think about the idea of hosting like a DebConf on Matrix with the video in Matrix as well? Do you think that could actually work for DebConf? Or
Yeah, sounds great.
Maybe-
I don't know what it would take to make it happen, but
should we maybe try in 6 months or so another online mini DebConf, even if it's one day, just to also try the stack out, and so that it doesn't get tested at DebConf for the first time?
I think if we did an online DebConf now, it would be different stack to what we had before,
Okay.
because we were using Voctomix before. That Debacle was apparently asking about Biboomi. That's do-do-do-do-doom.
We have about 30 seconds left, so we can still barely see
Biboomi.
what it's about.
hang on, there's more here on IRC. Gigath has a Debian blog on people.debian.org, but it's a bit slow. Do we have access to CDN things? I'm sure we have. CDN sponsors are usually not hard to get.
Yeah, one more question. So is the infrastructure written in a HA mode, or if something crashes, what happens?
There's no high availability of anything. It's all single instance, very simple.
Would we want to move to something HA? Or would it cost too much effort and too much money?
That
for
would be
hosting?
my concern.
And I think some of the software is just not designed for that. Yeah.
I think it also depends on the maturity of the service and the usage for the amount of people using some of these services. It doesn't justify putting it behind high availability because the
Yeah.
need for it is not really
and
there.
luckily, some of the Fediverse service caches for each other. Like, thank you, we'll wrap up this now. So, for example, in PeerTube, you have a setting, I can cache 10 gigabyte or 20 gigabyte of another instance's videos. So if they go down, we still have like some of their cache available. And if enough people do this, you give each other some redundancy, at least for the content. Web interface will still go down, but you can still search videos for that instance. Talkmaster, just so our time is up. So with that, we have to wrap up. It seems like Rhonda has one
Yeah.
last word.
Thanks for attending. We can continue the discussion. Come by on the IC channel or call us up and we start up a chit session to talk in person, which sometimes is more fruitful.
Yeah. Thank you.